what I feel like society pushes is like, we're all the same. Like, yes, we're all human beings. We're all breathing air. We're all eating food, you know, the basic human things that, yes, we all do the same thing. We have both of those things. We can do so much more than if I was trying to force you to think like a woman and you were trying to force me to think like a man.
What you're describing is understanding instead of judgment. Then what are you going to do? You're not going to get anywhere. And it's not true. It's simply not true. It is, you have to understand fundamentally that they think differently. Yeah.
Well, and it's damaging to be like, men are a 4 on the stupid scale and women are 4 on the crazy scale. Because it's very similar to what you say a lot, that if you give a dog a bad name, you might as well shoot the dog or whatever it is. Like, it's a very negative way to look at the opposite sex. And instead, if you reframe it for what it really is, which is the singular focus versus the diffuse focus, then you have more empathy and understanding and appreciation for the other person, rather than being like, oh, okay, well, I accept that he's going to be a 4 on the dumb scale. Or like, okay, I accept she's going to be a 4 on the crazy scale, or whatever number that you think they are.
4 is a pretty low level of acceptance, right? It's like...
I'm just using,
like, oh, just only a 4. Only a 4 is more like, oh, damn, dude, only a 4. That's cool. You're good. Like, you're complaining about 4? Don't complain about 4.
Look, you're doing the exact same thing right now.
But what I'm saying though is, like, don't complain about 4. Like, if that's what you're perceiving, like, don't
complain about any of it. If someone's too dumb or too crazy for you, and you've already shifted your perspective to try to understand them from a different place, and you still feel that way about them, dump them immediately.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't care if you're married. I don't care whatever. Because if you think that about your partner, that's horrible. But I just feel like it's important, and part of the reason we do this is to get people to appreciate each other. Because there's so much negativity and hate towards one another, but yet we want each other. That's also why I mentioned the percentage of people that get divorced who get remarried in the beginning of this, because deep down we all want a partner to share life with. And the more that you understand the differences and appreciate those things, or like now hold your partner to the standard of where they're actually at versus yourself. Because I know, like, in the Queen's Code, she talks a lot about women are upset with men because they're comparing men to a woman's standard of what she does and what she's capable of.
Exactly.
And he never lives up to that because he can't do 5 things at one time. His brain literally will not allow him to do those things. So instead of what I feel like society pushes is like, we're all the same. Like, yes, we're all human beings. We're all breathing air. We're all, you know, eating food, you know, the basic human things that, we all do the same thing. But literally, we are not the same mentally. Like, our brains are not the same. Literally, they look at infants or kids or babies still in the womb. And they can tell even by their brain if it is a male or a female. And so instead of dismissing all of that, like, we should be talking about it. It should be intertwined in the things that are on the media and in social media and things that we're engaging with, instead of perpetuating all the hate and all the division. Like, we have enough division. Like, we need to get to a point where we accept each other for who we actually are and appreciate those things and appreciate what your singular focus brings to our relationship and what my diffuse focus brings to our relationship. Because we have both of those things, we can do so much more than if I was trying to force you to think like a woman and you were trying to force me to think like a man.
Exactly. Yeah. What you're describing is understanding instead of judgment, right? Because it's judgment, and it's I hate it when I hear guys say, "Oh, women are just crazy." Like, don't try and understand. Like, they're just crazy. That it's such a cop-out to leave it at that. It's like, well, you can't understand women. They're just crazy. Or women think the same thing about men. Oh, men are just dumb. It doesn't make sense what they're doing. It's just dumb. Right? It's like, if you just are willing to accept that women are crazy. I'm like, no, that's not true. There's a reason why people are doing the behaviors that they're doing.
Right.
Like you're judging instead of understanding. If you say, oh, women are crazy, women are just crazy, you can't understand them, then it's impossible to understand a woman, then you're just judging.
Right.
Instead of trying to understand. But when you try to understand, that's where empathy comes into play, and that's where you gain some actual knowledge and wisdom that you can use in interacting with women. But if you just simplify it by just trying to say, "Oh no, they're just crazy," like you can't, then what are you going to do? You're not going to get anywhere. And it's not true. It's simply not true. It is. You have to understand fundamentally that they think differently, and it's also interesting too, because if a woman is seeking a guy that's not dumb, right, then she's going to marry a gay guy. She'll be like, and that's probably not what most women want to marry, right? And then a guy that's looking for a girl that's not crazy is going to probably marry a dude, right?
Yeah.
Like that's what it's going to be. Like you don't actually want that. You think you want that as a woman. You think you want a guy that's not dumb in the way that. Obviously you want a man to have some level of intelligence, but the things that you call dumb, right? You think you don't want those, and just like guys like, oh, I don't want a woman that's crazy. No, you think you don't want those things, but you do want those things because they're different. Because if you had a woman that wasn't crazy at all, that you're just like she's just logical like a dude, that you wouldn't enjoy that very much.
You'd be like, this is boring.
It would be boring, right?
Even though guys don't like the worm question, they do.
It's not the worm question. It's what is behind it. That's the you don't want to stamp that out, right? That's an important aspect of humanity, and something that you want a woman to be so concerned with you loving her that she would want to know if she was a worm. Like it's not crazy.
Yeah.
It's a way. It's like even dissecting that one, right? Why is the worm question not crazy, even though it seems crazy to a man? Why? Because what it is it's feminine in the sense that two things. A woman wants to feel secure. Security is very important to her. And knowing that you love her, even like no matter what knowing that if she asks a crazy question and you're still going to give her an answer, and reassure her, that increases that security, right? And then also, I think there's also an aspect to the feminine of wanting to be seen, and if you're a worm and I still love you, then I see you. I don't just see your appearance, because women know that their appearance will fade over time, and so it's a way of. It's not a dumb question. It's a way of really asking. This, do you see who I am? Do you see me? It's not something, but as a man, we don't think those things. Right. We're not, to a degree, everyone wants to be seen, but those aren't our primary focus.
Well, and you're not going to ask, would you love me if I was a worm? You're just going to be like, would you love me?
Right, exactly.
Like, no matter what, it's more straightforward.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I think too that people can either fight against it, which is what they're doing now, or embrace it. Like embrace what we're saying.
Right.
And the reason you should embrace it rather than trying to be like, no, guys actually are dumb and no, women actually are crazy. Like truly listen to what we're saying and how it makes genuine sense. Yeah. And the second you embrace it is the second that you can make it work for you.
Right.
The second that you can make your relationship better. The second that you can work together and use your strengths as different sort of people to accomplish more things. Like, since I know that you're singular focused, as a woman, if I really need you to focus on something, I will be like, hey, John, I really need your attention. Like, do you have time right now? Yeah. Or can you stop what you're doing and do this for me? And that sets you up for success.
Right.
Because I know how you operate. And you can understand my emotion and my thinking better and not take it personally or whatever. I don't want to speak for you, but whatever men internalize when a woman is going down these spirals of thought and emotion, that you can understand where I'm coming from, and it's just me operating at the way that I'm operating, and that you have more capacity to deal with that because you understand that there are 5 or 6 other tabs open in my brain that aren't open in yours.
Yeah. Yeah. Or even just the way that you're approaching life and the things that are of primary importance to you are different from the feminine, where you're more emotionally centered.
Right.
Excuse me. I'm good. It's about how you're feeling now, like the dumb burping.
Well, and men want to help women, right? Like they want to help the woman that they're with.
Right.
So the more that you have the capacity to deal with her emotions or her thoughts, and you help her work through them in whatever way that looks like, you close a tab.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that gives her a little bit more peace in her mind. Because when I first read the Queen Code and I was like, she was talking about how men are singular focus and women are diffuse focus, I was like, damn, life would be so much peaceful if I could only focus on one thing at one time.
It would be.
I'm like, I want a little bit of that. But the thing is you can help her. She's not going to be singular focused. But you can help her get to a more peaceful state by closing some of those tabs, by making the diffusion of her focus less on less things that she has to focus on, by helping her through those things. And so it just felt like a really important thing to realize, because the dumb thing and the crazy thing you see so much in the culture today. And it's like, even if people think it's not that big of a deal to call somebody dumb or crazy, like, how are you expecting to have the love and relationship that you want when you're calling
it's not
the person you're with or other people that are similar to your partner dumb or crazy?
You're dismissing their behavior instead of trying to understand it. And that's hurtful, right?